she had a lot of separation anxiety whenever I would leave. So I got Indy as her little emotional support animal. The consistency is one of the most important things. And if you don't have it, nothing really works out. It's just a free-for-all.
We made a pact with canines a long time ago that we would take care of them. It's up to us to honor that pact. This is a life with a beating heart. They bleed like us. You got to have that enrichment.
It's all those little things that matter. The attention you can give them is probably the most important thing. But spend the time up front or you're going to pay for it for a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
If you don't have that time, maybe not the best thing for you.
The season of Powerhouse Pet Owners is on cruise through HTX, and I have crashed the spot. My pal, Travis Weaver, owner, operator of Manready Mercantile on 19th Street in the heart of the Heights. Travis, welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
Tell me, Travis, what is the one thing about having a pet that has really impacted the way you not just see operating a business, but the way you operate in life?
Well, I mean, right now I have Indy. I had Delilah, which was 15 and a half. They were both Weimaraners. She moved on earlier this year, about mid-year. But Delilah was coming around from the beginning of Manready Mercantile. And everybody got to know her really well and loved her. And she's in all the magazines and news and all the different things and made a lot of friends. And then she had a lot of separation anxiety whenever I would leave, if I had to leave her at home, if she did not come to work. So I got Indy as her little emotional support animal. And now Indy's my emotional support animal. So she's had to double dip on the support side. But, the responsibility side of everything's been highly important. And it's all those little things that it takes to run a business. It's also like with dogs, because I'm from the country originally, and I thought if I took here in town, I live in Garden Oaks. If I had a big yard, you could just let her run around in the back, and that'd be good. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Well, in reality, it's not just that. It's all those other little things. Like you need to take them for walks, and I'll walk them. Walk both of them frequently, and obviously Indy all the time. So it's not just come home, let them out, run around, and then they go to bed. They're fine. They're happy with that, but they're not using all their senses and their emotions, and they're not smelling and sniffing and exploring and doing all the little things. So it's kind of like, in a weird way, kind of like running a business or some, I don't know if that even makes sense. Like you have to, it's not just turn the door, be nice, and friendly and do whatever and pay the bills. No, it's all the little things you got to do on a day-to-day basis, like the routines. And that's things that I've noticed, especially with this breed of dog, they like. They're very, at 5 o'clock, because she comes to work with me every day. At 5 o'clock, she's walking around the corner. Dad, where's my dinner? She's going to bark if she wants to go get some water. She's going to bark if she wants to go see the alley cat. She's going to bark if she wants to go outside. So she's real vocal and let me know things.
Yeah.
But even if she didn't let me know, like Delilah, she wasn't vocal like that. I still need to know that, hey, I've got to do all these little things on a day-to-day basis, and they appreciate the consistency. And one of the main things here, as a small business, I'm assuming in medium and large companies also, the consistency is one of the most important things. And if you don't have it, it's just loosey-goosey. Nothing really works out. Nothing really adding up. And it's just a free-for-all. And so consistency on dog training, all the little things like that, really, it's just huge. They need it. And it's good for me too.
Yeah.
It's like a routine, and having these routines and these things like that, it's healthy habits.
No, but it makes sense that you say that it's very similar to operating a business, because this is another life that we humans, my friends at Houston Pet Set would say that we made a pact with canines a long time ago that we would take care of them. And so it's up to us to honor that pact. You could probably be that way with a robo dog, where you wake up, you can give it food or do whatever, charge the battery, and then go off to work and then come home and then do whatever. But this is a life with a beating heart. They bleed like us. And you gotta have that enrichment.
Oh yeah. It's all those little things like that, like I said, that matter. And it is interesting, your podcast you're doing today, and talking about dogs, how they relate to business and all this and that.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. thought process you have. So I like it.
Thank you, man. Well, and we're right now at the candle bar of Manready Mercantile. Is that like a potato thing?
I think so. We've always said mercantile.
Mercantile.
But I hear it both ways. I don't know which one's right. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, caramel.
Yeah.
So, but we're at the candle bar, and you have one of the most interesting stories behind your success, and that's that you are making candles out of your apartment before this amazing store. So, for people who are not familiar with your shop in the Heights on 19th Avenue, let's go back a little bit and talk about that.
Yeah. So there's a few different stories that are floating around as to how I got started, but essentially, this one time I was hungover. Shocker. Makes me sound really bad. It's not a frequent, but it's
happens to the best of us.
It's happened before. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Anyway, this was one of those times, and I was I came home, and at the time I got all my girlfriend's bath and body stuff, whatever. This was like in 2012 or something like that, 2011. I'm not exactly sure, but I got a bath. I got a huge thing of whiskey. I'm like going to try to, hair of the dog, get her bubble bath and dump it in. I'd light up candles. I'm throwing bath salts in. I'm like throwing everything in this bathtub. Like, I don't even know.
Wait, bubble bath with whiskey?
Well, I'm drinking the whiskey. I throw the bubble bath
gotcha.
So I'm like trying to do everything. I'm like, I want to chill out, relax, put music on. I'm like, I want to, fade away. And anyway, she comes home and she says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm hungover. I'm just trying to come alive." She goes, "No, I'm not talking about I'm talking about with my stuff." I'm like, "This is like what it's for, right?" She goes, "It's for me, and you know how much this stuff cost." And it was all like expensive, like name brand, high end stuff and whatever. And I said, "I have no earthly idea. I'm just a stupid dude at this. I have no clue. I've never lit a candle. I have no idea about this stuff." And she starts telling me, I said, "This is crazy." She says, "Well, yeah, you go buy your own, and this is mine." I'm like, "They don't have this stuff for guys." And she goes, "I'm sure they do." So I start looking around. There's a bunch of stupid stuff, like this, smells like a, spare tire and Wrangler blue jeans and bacon and all this stuff like that. And these stupid names. I'm like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." So I go to the grocery store, and they had this magazine rack there of these free little publications called Leisure Learning. I don't know if they still have them or not, but you can go in there, take one, and different people have their little ads in there for different classes they offer. It could be learning to speak Japanese. It could be yoga lessons. It could be all these crazy things. How to weld, whatever. Well, I took like these aromatherapy, apothecary, candle making, soap making, essential oil, all these different things. And they were like $35 each. You just like show up at this particular, like whenever they were booked. It could be at somebody's house, at their studio, at their work, or whatever, or some, restaurant. I mean, it just depends. All sorts of different things. Anyway, I went to these different classes and learned how to make my own, candles and soaps and all these different things. Then I started giving them to friends and neighbors. I was living in like a loft or an apartment, sort of right by downtown Houston. And they were like, "Oh, these are good. You should sell them." And I was making the candles in whiskey glasses that I took from my apartment, and I'd make them on my stove 10 at a time. And, just burn them at the house. Like I said, give them to my friends. And I said, "Well, why would anybody buy them?" They're like, and where would I sell them? Like, I don't know, go to like the farmers markets and stuff. So I started going to farmers markets, flea markets, things like that. I pop up at bars on the weekends or on the weeknights and sell just anybody that let me sell my stuff. And at the time you're like, if I can make an extra $100, $200, $300, but in many days I'd make $1,000 or something like that, $2,000.
What was the bar like? Sorry to cut you off, but what was the bar like?
I remember I went to like Cottonwood in like Oak Forest or whatever part of Houston that is. There was bars in Austin we would go to.
Is it just drunk people like, I'll buy whatever the hell you got?
Some guys
really?
like, they'd just come up and like, "What are you selling?" Because I was making beard oils. So I expanded it. So I made the candles in whiskey glasses, and I came up with the name Manready, and it was products that were that were unisex, but okay for guys. Because in the past, a lot of these products that she had were typically only sold and marketed to women.
Bath and Body Works,
pink bow, purple ribbon on, or pink bottle, purple ribbon on it. Smelled, very kind of what we would consider feminine type scents.
Unicorn dreams.
Whatever.
You and I are not wearing that.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I'll just make it unisex, like these products probably should have been in the first place, and make them okay for guys. What was that company? Strong Enough for a Man, but Made for a Woman. That deodorant.
Old Spice.
No, it was a Dove. Or it was
Menon.
one of those.
No, not
it
Menon.
was one of those deodorant companies.
Secret.
Yeah. So it's kind of that. And so I started looking up other things that were other products that were made for women but could have been used for guys. And ironically, the wristwatch. So up to I think it's around, I might have the dates wrong, up to about 100 years ago or something like that, men had their pocket watch. Women had a small dainty watch.
Oh.
And they were not scratch resistant. They certainly weren't waterproof. They were real small and dainty.
Okay.
So wristwatch for women, pocket watch for men. Well, there was some war somewhere, whatever, and these guys are timing, how to move from bunker to bunker, and we've got artillery coming, fire coming down on them. Can you imagine? They're having to take their pocket watch out and they're holding their gun.
Let me pull out my pocket watch.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, there's going to be a better way.
Yeah.
So they took the idea of a wristwatch, but got the pocket watch.
Yeah.
And put it on a leather strap and started tying it to their arm so they could, and took the face of it off so that they could not have to have a free, they could have both hands, right?
Right.
And so this kind of morphed after this war. I can't remember where it was, but they started getting with the times, I guess, pun intended, and making watches bigger and, leather straps and things like that, a little bit more unisex or for men options. So they changed the way the world perceived that product, which should have been a product that was for anybody anyway. So I kind of started looking into that. But fast forward, I had a few friends helping me out. We built manready.com, which is our web domain. Shopify started coming out at that time. That's the platform we used. Instagram just started at that time. Started posting on there. The unique thing is our social media is Manready, MERC, short for Mercantile. The reason why is it's 16 characters. Well, before Instagram, and I think before we were using Facebook, what was going on is people were using Twitter, and you can only have 15 characters for your name. So we just shortened the name to Manready, MERC.
Gotcha.
And then whenever Instagram came out, we just transferred that over.
Yeah.
And then it kind of took off. It's got quite a bit of traction. And we just stopped using Twitter, of course, because we're not reporting the news or whatever. We're not that cool. So, but that's why a lot of people
You're way cooler than the news, by the way.
But I think that's. But a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, let's go to Manready Merc." Like it's just short for Mercantile, but we've kind of played around with because we actually have the landing page Manready Mercantile as well. So I'm like, how do we convert it over and have the actual name and all this stuff? So that's something we got to address this year. But we got this. Outgrew my apartment because I was getting wholesale accounts all over, lots and lots of wholesale accounts. And so we're wholesaling, selling at the markets and selling direct to consumer online. And the media had caught on and a lot of people were coming in the apartment to do interviews and all this stuff. And because it was like a full-blown business. And I remember our leasing office, they called me and they're like, hey, Travis, there is a pallet of soy wax in our leasing office, and it says that it's like 1,200 pounds. Can you please come get this right now? I'm like, how am I going to get this wax? Because the apartment I was in, it was huge. The hall was like half a block away to get to, or a block away to get to this thing. Yeah. So I had to go get a dolly, and I started, the little steps on growing the business were emerging. I'm like, okay, this is not sustainable. But we found this place here in the heart of the Heights on 19th Street. And the idea was, it's 2 stories. So it's a very unorthodox building. The idea was to make the products downstairs, which is where we are now, and then sell them upstairs and carry some other made in USA brands that were really cool and interesting and quality. And we outgrew this downstairs, got our own manufacturing facility here in town. And then we started expanding into more global brands. Just didn't have to be just made in the USA. The idea was it had to be premium. We like to know who we're working with, how it's made, where it's made, all the different things. It just had to be made the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because not everything is the best made in the USA. That's just a fact.
True.
And I've been to a lot of different factories. I have seen it all. And I've worked in a lot of factories personally too. I mean, I used to be a welder. I did a lot of stuff in factories. And so we just got hyper focused on the best of the best. And that's what we've kind of grown into, this super premium general goods store with something for everybody and great gift ideas for guys.
Yes.
So that's where we are now. So that it only took us, since 2012. So whatever that is, 14 years, whatever it is, I don't even know.
Well, you've built a nice empire, man. And this is like the quintessential American dream of having your business, starting off small with an idea that you had out of a need. Like you didn't want to ruin your girlfriend's collection of stuff. And so then all of a sudden turned into a hobby. You realize that you can monetize the hobby. You start selling at independent places, stores, shops, flea markets, whatnot. And now you've grown into this behemoth. And it's been really fun to watch. Every time I come to the store, it's a different experience. And it has been since we met years ago back in my previous radio world. And we met through, because you and correct me if I'm wrong, but you are a featured merchant at the Nutcracker Market every year.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that's how we met. But every time I come into the store, it's something different, something new.
That's right.
And what do you get the guy who has everything? Something really badass from Manready Mercantile.
It's so funny because whenever people come in, especially during the holidays, I don't know what to get them. If they want something, he just goes and buys it himself. I mean, they all say it verbatim. It's impossible to buy for. I'm like, we've seen it all. There ain't nothing and I'm hard to buy for. I'm gonna tell you that. I mean, look at what I've got. We got 3,500 products here. And if it's not here, because we don't sell it here for whatever the reason, I know about it and probably bought it or whatever, or traded somebody for something or whatever. So I'm pretty impossible. And that's one of the reasons why when we go to buying here, we try to get stuff that's just so hard to find. So it's funny. So we are one of the newest Yeti dealers in the country. So,
wow.
So that happened in December of this year. Well, I just got the news that we were approved. This was mid-November or something like that. And this lady comes in and she says, I was asking her if she'd been here before. No, she lives in the area though. So I'm like, okay, she'll probably be back, give her the spiel, of course, like we do everybody. So I tell her about the whole store and I said, and we're one of the newest Yeti dealers here in the country. It's a long process to become one because they just don't pick up a lot of new accounts now. And I said it'll deliver here in a couple of weeks. And I was about to finish my conversation, and she goes, "Yeah, I've already got them." And I'm like, "You got all of it? Like you got it all? All of the Yeti stuff? Because there was only 1,000, 2,000 products or whatever." And what I was about to say before she cut me off is, and we know everybody's already got the standard Yeti stuff, the coolers, this and that or whatever, but we're going to get really unorthodox items from them that you normally have never seen. Like the food storage and the insulated bowls, the nesting shot glasses, the shaker lids.
Nesting shot glasses?
And they
Get
are awesome.
out.
They are very cool. We sold so many of these things through the holidays. And they have a little Texas, kind of hidden Texas camo thing on there.
Okay.
They're just really neat. And so we were getting really unorthodox colors of different things. So when we did bring in some of the coolers, which wasn't our main focus, it was the wetlands camo or something that was really hard to get. But we had all these small things that were like stocking stuffers, little grab and go. It's just things that you haven't seen from Yeti before. And so even if we carry a brand that we're going to get things from their catalog, if you will, that you just don't even know existed.
Off the menu type stuff.
Off the menu, yeah. And so, but we crushed it this holiday season because of stuff like that. So it's always that future. You said earlier, and not pat ourselves on the back, we have done a good job of evolving what to do with this downstairs space, because we've changed this 10 different times over the years and got burned and burned and burned and burned and lost a lot of money, learn less. A lot of people that just give up. Oh, we tried this. Or they'll get frustrated. Well, we can't make anything work, or they just give up or whatever. We will try something so many different times and learn along the way, ask for help, ask this and that. may not take your advice, may just be advice,
Yeah.
but not what we're going to use. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Listen to our employees, business partners, friends, family, whatever. Maybe we'll use it, maybe we won't. Maybe but it was actually going to be. We actually started calling this downstairs to Heights. Heights Feed and Seed, because the only store I had growing up in Central Texas was Petty's Feed and Seed, and ironically, it was a 2-story building built in the early 1900s, red brick and mortar, just like this one. They almost look identical, and so this downstairs, we're selling food and pantry, cocktail mixers, things to make old fashions, barbecue stuff, things like that. Kind of, we want to have this place kind of looks like a general store. You know what I mean? An old school general store.
Yeah.
I think that's what it used to be a long time ago. And so we wanted to kind of spin off of that, and then have all the clothing, leather goods, apothecary, grooming, fragrances, all that stuff, boots and things like that upstairs. So we wanted to divide the floors up, have this downstairs actually profitable, have our wholesale going and e-com going, and build all these things up. And then if it all works, then the money's going to come in, jobs are created, more brands have opportunities to work with this, so on and so forth. And it worked. It finally worked. So we have both floors humming, biggest year ever. And we kind of heard that with a lot of other businesses, particularly here on the street, and people that we sell to. So we get a lot of data from other stores, because we sell to, I don't even know how many stores globally now. It's a lot, like hundreds and hundreds. So
one of the times I came in last year in 2025, you had mentioned that you're in Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah, yes,
that's huge.
Huge. Yeah, they've reordered, I think, 16 times in 2025, which is that was the first year we got them, and we designed an entire collection for Buc-ee's. It doesn't have Buc-ee's like logo or name on it, but it looks like it would fit in Buc-ee's, right? So we have a unique capability of just custom catering to some of our accounts.
What is the product? Someone's listening to this or watching it on YouTube, and they're like, I love this. I love this idea. I want to support them.
Yeah.
What do they look at? What do they look for specifically?
Yeah, we developed a line of soy candles in a paint can.
Gotcha.
Room sprays. We have like rollerball colognes that are great for travelers, because, shocker, a lot of people going to Buc-ee's are traveling. Like little hand salves and beard oils and things like that. We call that the Americana series. It's very like kind of outdoorsy, hunting, fishing, camping kind of looking related. But the designs are really neat, and they're fun and whimsical a little bit, but not on the tchotchke side. It's just we worked on the price points, negotiated all that with them, which they were all great to work for. Or to work with, and we've been crushing it with them. So it's a very good relationship, and we're hoping to continue growing with that in 2026 and moving forward.
Travis, my man, as always, it is a pleasure speaking with you. Bringing it back to the season of Powerhouse Pet Owners on Cruise Through HTX. One piece of advice for new pet parents that you would have as we get into the year.
Whenever I brought up my 2 different Weimaraners, I had my old job, and I was working from home when I raised Delilah from a puppy. So she got just trained up at an early age on obedience and when to go outside, all the things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas whenever I got Indy, I was traveling a lot. I was working remotely a lot and things like that. It's before I had full-blown here at Manready where I could take them to work. So she didn't have that early on training and all the things like that. And she was a wild one, let me tell you. So very different on how you initially bring up, your dog, and the attention you can give them is probably the most important thing, because Indy about halfway destroyed my house. And I was, Delilah was an angel, but she never had the opportunity to be disobedient, because I was there to, so if you're going to get an animal, make sure you're prepared, or to get a dog, make sure you're prepared to be able to give it that nurturing early on. Otherwise, if they live to be, an old pup, 15 years or whatever that is, that makes them old these days. That's a long time. That's a long portion of your life. And so now that whenever Indy started spending more time with me, those habits got broken. But spend the time up front, or you're going to pay for it for a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you don't have that time, maybe not the best thing for you.
Right. Exactly. It's another life. Again, a beating heart, bleed just like us, and they feel I don't care what anyone says, they have a soul and they feel all the feelings.
Oh, yeah.
They just can't speak.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
that's right.
they do speak, but not English.
Yeah. You want to bring Indy out here real quick?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Had to lure her over here with some of our beef jerky. Come here, baby.
Indy.
Come here. Hop up here.
What's up, girlfriend?
This is Indy.
She's so well trained, she refuses to get up on the bar.
Yeah, she would. Come here. Hop up here. Come here, baby.
She's like, no, I think I know. Oh, good girl. Well, thanks for the invite to your spot to record this interview, and much success to you.
Thank you. Well, we've appreciated all of your support over all the years, and anything we can ever do for you, Freddie, we're here for you as well.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, my man.
All right.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You bet.
All right.